Hi, this is Rich and Akvile, and we are going live. It's kind of new still. We're still getting used to the Go live stream thing. And Akvile was just about to tell me some interesting things about Markiplier and different channels that are doing well with their live streams. And she said, "Hey, let me tell you about this." She said, "Hey, we can do this live stream." So here we are. Hi everybody, and welcome to the show. We've got lots of different things we could talk about, and we'll get into the various things as we go. All right. What were you gonna talk about?
I was gonna talk to you about like Markiplier. Like we were talking about the views and how he got like over 2 million views in like 5-6 days, like really fast. And he's doing it with his friend Ethan, and he created a YouTube channel, like a whole new channel called Unus Annus. And basically they're going like kind of crazy and against YouTube rules. Well, not really against it, but like with the new COPPA and like different things, they're creating like content that's mixed, like really mixed, where YouTube algorithm could not tell if it's for kids or if it's actually for adults, because like they're like just playing it out. But it's pretty entertaining, like if you like silly stuff and all. And like they're doing casual stuff, a video a day, and the whole idea of Unus Annus, which is like from Latin means like 1 year. Is that like two guys like will create a video every day for a year, and then they will delete their channel. So all the work they're putting, like they already got like this sort of YouTube golden button and stuff like that, and after a year it's gonna be taken out completely. So it's like fun how YouTube is not really recommending their videos, but people who are spreading the word, like hey, check it out, like even me talking about it right now, someone might hear it and go check out their channel. And this is how people will find them, and this is how like they can grow without the algorithms or AI or anything like that. And that's pretty neat.
Yeah, we're gonna do something to one, understand the algorithms and understand what is really going on behind the scenes, what gets the views, what doesn't, gets the popularity, and what people like, and at the same time jumping through the hoops to stay within the guidelines of YouTube. So good.
Yeah.
Good.
When I started making videos, Amazon did a thing where they banned the books of alternative medicine about the vaccines, but they were selling sex dolls that were like kids. So basically promoting pedophilia and stuff. And like I made a video about it, and like a lot of people talked it up, and they took it out. Like the Amazon, or Jeff Bezos, they weren't like that aware, but I don't think so. Like they're pretty aware of what they're selling and stuff. But they had to take it out. But when I made a video about it and talked about it, and I uploaded saying child sex dolls on Amazon, blah blah blah, and I uploaded the video, and all of my comments are automatically disabled. No one can comment. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm trying to change up the title tags and stuff. Nothing happens. And I delete the video and I re-upload it with a different title, like selling sex dolls or like something. And now all of a sudden, it's okay to leave comments and stuff. So mentioning children in the title or something, children and sex, is off limits, and you cannot kids are being targeted. You cannot talk about it, but you're exposing a crime, and so that's not okay. It's not a crime, but it's still close to it.
Yeah.
So I feel they're being really careful about children, but with the whole new COPPA thing, I think the system is taking too much control of what the kids will be watching. Parents should be the ones deciding what kids watch, and kids should be aware of themselves. But now the system is this you cannot watch that, can't watch that. But all of a sudden they're offering people these channels there's this channel for kids, they used to hire teenagers, and what they do is they dress up as Spider-Man or have sort of cosplay, and it seems fun, it seems okay, but what happens is these heroes for children starts having sex and all this sort of intimate stuff, and kids are watching, and it's okay. And somehow that's it's okay to have ads on that, it's okay to comment, it's okay to have 1 million views, it's okay to have it on YouTube. I was just your heroes cussing and having sex in front of everyone. That's fine. But you talk about YouTube or other things, and all of a sudden comments are disabled and stuff. It's not that fun.
Well, the first time I noticed YouTube messing with me was I had a video. I used to talk about reptilians a lot, ETs and all that stuff. Well, I looked at one of my videos that talk about reptilians, and Google decided that they would share. It looks like it's my own description right under the video. It's the first thing you'll see when you turn on the video. Big square white box, and it says reptilians. Alleged extraterrestrials that conspiracy theory is that blah, 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 blah. I mean, just instant not censorship, but programming. People to, they want, the establishment wants people to think that ETs, extraterrestrials, especially reptilians, are, just a theory. There's nothing to it. And they use Wikipedia as their reference source, like that's an honest reference source.
It's funny that they offer Wikipedia, because in school, at least when I was in school, teachers were like, if you use any information from Wikipedia, we're gonna write you the worst mark, and like we're not gonna count that you did anything. Do not use Wikipedia by all costs. Like, use any other websites, not Wikipedia. And somehow it's okay for YouTube to put Wikipedia as like the most trustable source. In school, it's forbidden. At least like for my classes and stuff, it was like a huge no-no.
Yeah.
So kind of funny. Anyway, I'm kind of going off topic. We have like 9 people watching. We have the real Yoda, ID, Zero Infinity, like he's Lithuanian, Eddie Dude, Johan, Blue Luck Dreamer, Didus, and another one. So like it's pretty nice. Like they chatting it up and saying hello to us, and it's nice seeing so many people just being on and talking to us.
Hi, you guys. Got some questions for us? Fire away. We'll get on them right away. Yeah. Glad you're here. Thanks for watching.
The real Yoda is asking, what shape do you guys think the Earth is?
The shape of the Earth. Which one?
It's actually
one of them's round. One of them's a globe. There's one of them's flat. One of them's flat on the top. If you flipped it over, it looked like a mountain, kind of. We've seen these descriptions of these flat Earth models or drawings, depictions. Sometimes they have giant elephants or turtles underneath them. There's flat on top. Then there's depends on which dimension or universe you're in. Another one is that, well, it's flat but with an edge. Another one is that it's flat but it goes infinitely in all directions. Ooh. And that's like a belief system territory, or the dark realms, the lower astral, the hell world, so to speak. It's just like Mordor with a big volcano mountain. It's dark. And there's just all kinds of creepy beings that hang out there. It's their world, it's their life. But yeah, those planes, those belief system territories can be flat. This world here that I'm standing on right now, if I look that way and I take lasers and I do all this test, the test results are saying flat. But there's other things we need to do to test this thing out. I don't know. This world, I can't tell.
Yeah. So. Well, there's another thing. Like even when I go out of body, and like, okay, what does Earth look like? The thing is, like, I will tune to different realities, different frequencies, and there are tons of variations. Sometimes I see like, oh look, it's like round Earth, like planet, nice. Other times it's flat, other times it's hollow. Like there's like, you have to tune in specifically and like be very strict, but also like, okay, all possibilities of this Earth. And then there's like more than one, so like it's quite quirky.
My biggest conflict with the whole subject.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to listen to this whole flat Earth thing when, a couple of years ago, people said, hey, what do you think about flat Earth? I go, are you crazy? Get away. But about the 4th or 5th person that asked me about it, I looked into it, and all the scientific engineering, surveying, all these tests, it's coming out flat. Ancient history, they got drawings of it, flat, 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 flat. And I'm going, yeah, flat. But something's not fitting right. bigger picture, but it makes a lot of sense to me that worlds would be round globes. It has to do with a drop of water, the idea of the chemistry of this world. A drop of water, it will, in zero gravity, it will pull together into a round ball. It won't go flat. That if it did, that would be a great argument. But it goes into a round ball. So I imagine that matter, because of the quantum physics and how it all works, the density of matter and all that stuff, it will bring itself together in a round ball. All these masses out in outer space, they will glob together in a round ball. I go, well, that makes sense. And I like the whole outer space concept. So, and I've been out of body and I've been in these other realms, but in fact, I haven't seen round other realms. It's always been, I'm standing on a street corner, it's all flat.
Yeah.
Or you're standing on the valley and you see the mountains up there. You're not able to determine if you're on a planet or you're just in a belief system territory or a dimensional plane and it's all flat. So flat, I made a few videos about the possibility of flat Earth, but I try to make it clear in the videos that I really don't know. I'm leaning toward flat-ish, you know, but, and then I have to go with the belief system territory, like Earth is a belief system territory, not a round ball. Because I'm not convinced by NASA. NASA lies their ass off about this stuff. The photographs are phony and fake of what Earth looks like. And if it was real, why would they lie about that stuff? Why would you have these stitched, manufactured CGI fucking planets of Earth? You can go planet Earth, NASA photo, you know, and you'll get the earlier ones in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. It keeps changing. It's phony and fake as fuck. And so, you know, that's another indicator that's probably flat-ish. But I don't know. It's a very fascinating subject for me. Some people say it's a complete distraction of what's really important. Like, well, someone, you know, who's to say what's really important? Like, important to who?
Well, I think it was this scientist Theol deGree Tyson, or this guy, like, blackish, but like he has like degree in science and he's like really smart and stuff. But he was like saying that the Earth looks more of a pure shape, like. Okay. Anyway, like it would be interesting. Like we have talks about Elon Musk building the sort of spaceship that keeps going like from Earth to Moon and back. But it's like a shuttle that would go like around like Moon and back to Earth, or like but still. So from that, if it becomes possible to everyday people at some point, maybe after a few hundred years, maybe then people would like, hey, look, it looks different. But then who's to say it's not a hologram or something else?
Yeah. Akvile showed me this video, Angry Grandpa. Right. And you got 25 fucking million fucking views?
36 on one video.
I go, why am I not doing this? Because I can go fucking angry. I have issues about how do I look on camera. Don't I have a reputation to uphold? Not really. But I think I do, but not really. So, spiritual teacher and all this wise wisdom bullshit. It's like, fuck. And, it was good for a while, but I'm not getting the views. And why views? Why does that even matter? Well, I like to make a living doing the things I love to do instead of out, selling shit for money. Sell shit for money. That's a job. It's about, probably 25% of the jobs in the world sell shit for money. Fuck that, man. Wouldn't it be nice to have a lifestyle that you loved? And I go, well, what do I like to do? I like to get on camera and talk. But, talking about what people want me to talk about is one thing, yeah. Talking about what I want to talk about, that's another thing. But talking about how I feel about things, Now, you look at people talking about, what are they doing? They're getting a lot of views. They're being authentic. They're just being themselves. People like to watch people be themselves. There's the rub. We're fucked. You and I, we're fucked. We're like, well, maybe you're changing, but I'm like, being myself on camera. Are you fucking crazy? I try. I do. I really do. You too, right? Are you a different person on camera than off, or are you working? Well, what are you doing?
Yeah, I really value my personal life, and this is the one thing I don't want to get out or talk about too much. Like, people ask me about my daily routine and stuff, or like any kind of personal questions and stuff. I'm really careful about it. I don't talk about my love life. I don't talk about my private stuff. Like, there's the saying, like, love and happiness, they like the silence or quiet. Like, you have to be, not like you have to be, but like, when you talk it out, people like, oh, he's doing lucky, or like, he's doing great. Let's mess him up because I'm doing bad. Like, they start targeting you because you're doing great. The worse you're doing, then they laugh at you. And if you're in the middle, oh, I'm doing okay. No one cares. No one pays attention. So if I don't like to let it out because, like, I'm enjoying my life. I'm like, everything's fine in my personal, like, private life, but I don't want to talk about it and brag and like over other things. I just keep it personal and private for me. When I go on camera and on YouTube, I can talk about my hobbies. I can talk about like what I find out, when my information, what I know, my opinion, and all the stuff. Q&A. But I don't like going into my personal life, just because like personal reasons and stuff.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, same here. There was a thing on YouTube about people getting people envy, or YouTube envy, or lifestyle envy, or some shit. And it was like it's bad. It was bad programming for children, sort of thing, or young people, but it happens with anybody. We look on YouTube and we see people. They're having fun. They're sharing their hobbies. What a great life, making money. There's all this neat shit. Or they're sharing their clothes or their lifestyle, whatever. And you go, oh, what a neat life. I wish my life was that good. And you see it over and over and over again every time you watch a video. They turn on the camera and it's their best version of themselves, or they're in a good mood. So they're making a video and they're in a good mood and they're doing this thing and it's interesting, engaging, and they're just blah, 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 blah. And it's all neat. And everybody that's watching goes, wow, I wish I was like that. I wish I could do that. I wish I made that much money. I wish I could have had a hobby like that. I wish I could make a lot of videos that get 500,000 views. Oh, man, we don't know what the rest of their fucking life is like. And I'm pretty sure most people, they're just putting, their best feature, on camera or in the photo. And what their life is really like behind the scenes, it can be every bit as much weird as everybody else's. And, it's a hard life. So a lot of people are not doing that well or not happy about their life. And I can totally understand why. But then we look on YouTube and all these wonderful people, happy, they're doing well, and then we feel bad because they're doing great. So it's similar to what you're talking about. If you are doing good, you don't want to be telling people because they're going to feel bad. And depending on the kind of person they are, they're going to feel bad and just walk away and go, oh, that's great, I'm really happy for you. Or they're going to go, fuck you, and they're going to be jealous and hate you or something like that.
Yeah.
Who knows? So we talk about this whole subject, and I go, man, this world is fucked up.
Yeah, like, when I think about it, a few things pop in my head. There are some relatives of mine who are very competitive. Like, if my aunt and uncle are gonna, or like bought a house, someone else, like from the other side, like, hey, they're getting a house, we're gonna get two now. And like, they're really competitive. And like, for example, when my parents had issues in life and they like lost everything, no one was willing to help. Like, not even letting my parents and my family stay for at least a night to have a damn shelter over our heads. Like, no one. Not even like grandma. It's like my mom's side would accept it, except like they were in another city and stuff. But like, it gets rough. It gets rough. And then when you're doing great, everyone's like, hey, how are you doing? Can I come over to your place? Do you want to go out and stuff? Like, they get all friendly. But you don't have money and stuff, they get all super like, jealous or want to show off and stuff. Like, it's a thing. At least like between my relatives, like, I really don't like keep like talking about my personal stuff. Like, we got a car recently, And, between you and me, I'm like, cool, I like it. I don't have a driver's license. Why would I brag? Why would I tell anyone about it? Like, I just told it, but, like, we're being honest and stuff. But to anyone else, I'm not telling anyone. I'm not letting my relatives know or anything, because they're gonna be like, "Hi, want to give me a ride?" I'm like, I can't. Like, can I borrow your car? No, like, they're gonna be like, coming over and like see the car, and now they need to get a bigger one, better one, show off. Like, I don't give a damn. I don't care about what you're driving or what you're doing. Like, I care about my life. And so for me, like, it's silly. There's also like people who will go and see their parents and take out a few $1,000 from their parents' account, only to like play it out on their parents' car, take a photo, like, look, I'm rich, I have money in the car, and then they put the money back in the bank, and like, okay, thank you, Dad, and like they got a few hundred likes on Instagram or something. There are people like that. They're addicted to likes and stuff, and like, when we look at social media, all those likes and stuff, it's messing people up. Like, even right now, when I'm trying, like, myself not to pay that attention. Like, I'm learning from Gary Vee, and it's like really helping. But I know that in the past I would like be really careful about what other people would think, and I would like, oh, I should probably not post that picture or that picture. Now it's like I'm more free to do that stuff. But when I look at others, like, they only show the best out of themselves, but like they have all like makeup and stuff and like look nice, but the rest of the time they look like really bad. They have to use like 5 kilograms of like this powder on their face to look okay, and it's messed up.
Yeah. Oh, I know what you mean. Hey, I want to talk about me for a while. But,
sure, I'm sorry.
Well, no. No, I didn't mean that you were talking about you. I mean, we're talking about us, but we got an audience here. We got people watching. What the fuck are you guys talking about? You say, come on over. Yeah, I want to complain about how I'm getting older, and I'm looking, and it's like, hey, welcome to getting older. I won't say old. I'm not going old yet. But I'm fucking over 70 years old. God damn it. I don't like how it's going, so I got to be careful. I got to watch what I eat. I got to, But that's what I'm saying. I want to talk about me. I want to complain. I want to cry about it. Can I cry on your shoulder?
Sure. Yeah, of course.
Okay. I love this shit. Why people? Often reasons why people complain. Anyway, but any more questions people just want to talk about?
We have a lot. Like, yeah, we've been talking to each other. And just before I tune into and start answering, we started answering questions. I'm playing Death Stranding lately, and it has like this sort of mules. They're like basically people who were carrying packages from one place to another, helping out people, but they got addicted to oxytocin. This is like a chemical that like makes you feel like loved and like cuddly and stuff. And that's exactly why people have likes in the game. You don't have currency, you don't have money, you have likes. People approve of you, you feel better about yourself. This is the whole thing in the game. So they got so addicted to oxytocin that they went wild and crazy. They have their own camps right now away from everyone just to attack people, not to harm them, to take away their packages. They don't care about people. They want the packages to put them somewhere to get likes. And like, it's such a huge comparison in life, because like we're trying to take something away from one person or another just to look better for a little while, to like get that feel good for a few seconds. Like, oh, someone liked my picture, yes, that's it. Few seconds of happiness. Sorry, like I just get going. Like it's actually really weird how a few years ago I barely could talk, and since you were helping me with the sessions and I'm starting my YouTube channel and stuff, I've been quite talkative these days.
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking amazing.
Can't shut me up now.
Yeah, that's fine. Talk about me a little bit. Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, this whole thing about likes and liking and being liked, it literally on a biochemical level, you get that oxytocin kick. It's a survival mechanism in the evolution of the species. It's built into the body chemistry. And you get the body, or the divine intelligence within the creation of the species, to have each species that's been created to survive well. They all got their things that they can do. But we get rewarded for feeling good, a feel-good chemical hit, oxytocin, when we are loved. Others within our community, our tribe, our herd, or whatever it is, likes us, then that is survival potential for us. and it makes us want to be herd animals or work in groups or tribes or nations or something like this. So but you have to have the feel good, because if it didn't feel good, we would not do it. Humans don't do it if it doesn't feel good. And so when we do this thing that gives us love and sympathy, then we're being liked. But on a body chemistry level, the mind, the perception of awareness sees being liked, has a belief that this is being liked. If I'm being sympathized with, I'm being liked. And if I'm being sympathized and liked, then that's survival, because I'm more tight. My community loves me, and I love my community. And it's more survival on literally a physical level of being able to survive in a world like this. Then the body chemistry will give us a good feeling state. And it feels like love. It's called the love chemical if you Google that motherfucker. Oh, and I feel love. And it's a great feeling state. And you can definitely get addicted to it. And Google, the researchers on Google and Facebook, I think Facebook came up with it first. They understood that people come back more and more for the feel good. And what makes them feel good about coming back to Facebook, also known as LifeLog, also known as the C_blank A thing for tracking people. Anyway, people like to be liked. And they knew that people would get a chemical, physiological, feel-good state when they see their like count came up, pop, 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 pop. And so that's how it sort of all began, with this, likes and thumbs up and all this sort of shit on all the different channels and things. It's a very real thing. And so Death Stranding, guy, what's his name?
Hideo Kojima.
Yeah, Kojima. He knows all this stuff, and he's doing this Death Stranding game really brings a lot of these things to the surface to help people understand what the hell. And so he just did it with this whole Oxytocin addiction thing. But we all got it. And it's called self-disclosure, which Akvile is really into the self-disclosure. But yeah. I'd like to talk about me more, but we should probably check on the audience, guys.
Yeah, sure. By the way, John was saying that you're a bit echoing, so maybe you can pull your mic back, which is unusual.
Okay. Testing 1, 2. Is that any better?
Also, yeah, wait, what we can do is I can put the headphones on. It's actually probably going to be helpful. And they might be hearing the laptop picking up sounds. Say something now?
Testing 1, 2. Testing. Is it still?
It should work.
If it still echoes, let us know. I'll put on earphones myself.
Yeah. Okay.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So anyway, before we go into questions, Acting and Acting was saying, Rich, thought you were like 55. What the fuck? You really don't look like over 70.
Fuck yeah! Now we're talking about me. Now that's what I'm talking about. I should show you a video, not a video, but a photograph of me. No, hey, I have to have one right here. Hey, we're talking about me again. This is me at 50 years old. Not fucking kidding. At 50 fucking, is this too much? That's when I was 50.
Do you have other photos?
And huh?
Do you have other photos to show?
No, that's all you get. Yeah, I do, but that's all. Yeah, but my buddy, this is like 20 years ago. I told him I was 50, and he said, "Fuck, you're as old as my mother." He thought I was 35 back then. So wow. Yeah, I loved it. I get this oxytocin thing going. I love it, man. Let's talk about me.
Get off on that.
We're not going to show any. Akvile works out pretty good, and she looks pretty good when she's working out. But I'm not going to show you her workout pictures. But yeah, just saying. Yeah. Moving right along, huh? Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. Well, yeah, like I was doing this sort of challenge, like 100 push-ups a day. I saw it on YouTube, thought I'll pick it up, but then like I stick with it like for 2-3 months, and then I got off and like started like changing it up to like 100 push-ups a day, 100 squats a day, 100 sit-ups a day, and just switch it up. And like then I went into like a session a day, but like different stuff. I need to get back to my workouts like I usually like was doing a while ago, but yeah, it's showing up on the thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, question time, right? So Rob Green was asking, how do you deal with the negative and low thoughts that just appear? Like suppress them, ignore them, allow them, change them, what?
Wow. Geez. It's not like what's the best way so much as what way works for you, what way works for me. And lately I've been doing the Eckhart Tolle Be Here Now stuff. And the awareness that you are is not the emotional stuff that's getting triggered. The emotional stuff is coming from the mind, and it's a mental, emotional energy machine, you might say. But you feel it. And what we do is we over identify with our feeling states. And the person we are, I'm the angry guy now, I'm upset, I'm afraid. And what happens on a physical level is you get the body chemistry in your body. Fear will give you a lot of a cortisol hit and other body chemicals coming in there, but you feel it as fear. But it also triggers the endocrine system and the adrenals. So now you got a lot of adrenaline, a lot of cortisol, and you get a little cocktail. Gee, what's this taste like? It feels like terror or afraid or a little bit of anxious or anxiety or a little stress, but you feel it in your body. So what you got to do is, if you're working it, you're going to go, okay, look. The body, this is what the body feels. It's not me. And you don't want to say it's not even me, because when you say it's me means the ego self. And the ego self is the thinking, is part of the thinking mind that we're identifying, thinking that it is me. So you don't even want to feel that cortisol, fear, anxiety thing and go, it's not me. No, just go, that is the fear, stress, feeling state. And be the observer of it. Be aware of it. And the idea is you practice the Be Here Now stuff a lot. I'm not talking days, I'm talking months. You practice and you keep at it if this is where the way you want to deal with your life and your shit. And you get to where you can separate out from it and, stay in separation from it in that way, knowing it's not you. And then it takes about 15 minutes or so, depending on what's triggered, at least 15 minutes for it to dissipate. If you don't think about it and dwell on it, because every time you think about it and dwell on it, you're triggering it again. Trigger. If you can just stop thinking about it, like get redirected, doing something else, or just if you can do that Be Here Now thing, but do something else, the chemicals process will dissipate. And then you'll stop feeling it. So that's a way. Over the years, I've done the emotional release work, which is talk it out. And that's one of the favorite ways for me. It's like a go with the flow. You feel angry, stressed. You get it out of your system. You talk it out. And as you talk it out, you'll feel better, especially if you spot the truth of it. Because part of the chemical reaction, the feel-good chemical reaction that you'll get is because we're thinkers, we have a big verbal cortex. This is one of our power quirks or power superpowers for humans is our ability to think and brain power. So if we think up great solutions for problems, then we will get a chemical hit of dopamine. And that's the feel good, the winning. Hey, I did it. I accomplished something. I won. That's dopamine. If the other people see it and go, yeah, well done, that's oxytocin. So now you got a dopamine oxytocin cocktail going. Now, if you start to feel right about it, yeah, I'm right. Right as might. Then that's going to be your serotonin hit. So you got these three happy chemical cocktail things going, and you're going to feel really good. But if you feel loved and you feel like you did it, but you feel like it wasn't right because you did something that nobody else knows and it wasn't really right, so you're not going to get your serotonin hit like you would like. Or if you do the right thing and you feel it was right, yeah, I did it, and nobody else loves you for it, they all fucking hate your guts, you're going to get the serotonin hit, but you're not going to get the oxytocin. So you're going to get all this chemical stuff. It's going to make you feel good on that level. So if you come at you feel like shit, you're stressed, you're bummed, somebody did something and they fucked you over, and so now you feel like crap, and you go, well, how can I feel better? You can talk it out. You can refocus your attention, and if you can start winning at something in life, you're going to get your dopamine and your serotonin hit, and you're going to feel it in your body, and it's going to overcome or dilute any cortisol thing you got going until the cortisol dissipates. And then, so that would be if you're working it from a, be happy in a happy chemical state. So that's another way to address this stuff. Another thing to look at is entities fucking with you, and the way the entity is going to make you feel bad, they're going to put a thought, they're going to have a thought, and you're going to think it's your thought, and the thought's going to trigger your mind, your mental stuff, and your mental stuff's going to trigger your physiological body chemistry stuff, and you're going to get the cortisol and the fear and all that shit. But it starts with the entity. So if you feel like you got entity issues, you can do entity release work, and you can find out how to do that over at richwest.net as well. Soul contract revocation helps with that, entity stuff, and then there's the entity course you can do. But that's going at it from an entity perspective. There are other ways. Do you know some other ways, Akvile, to deal with that shit?
Besides from what you've mentioned, I probably would go with 6 basic human needs. Like every person has a blueprint for his life. Like, oh, I don't like arguing with people. I like it nice and quiet, and being like having good connection. So whenever they have an argument, they would probably be more likely to agree with everything and just give up to not have anything going. And because it's a blueprint. Everything has to go nicely and no arguments, no hate and stuff. So every person will have it like individual, but it would be great if people were aware of it. Like, what do they like? What do they need to be happy and stuff? And then it comes to basic human needs, like feeling certain in life that you're safe, that I'm safe. Like my relationship is doing good. I have a a roof over my head. I have some money. I can survive. Like this is like certainty is all about survival and like making sure that you can live. There's also uncertainty, like more variety in your world. You might get bored of your daily old routine and you want to travel, you want to do something else. If that's not in your life, you're going to be bored as hell, which is why we need some certainty. We need some uncertainty and variety for you to go explore, do stuff, and get something new. There's also the significance where every person needs to be approved of and feel good about himself, herself, and I'm this, I'm that person. Like they need that approval of others, to be like, hey, you're a good person, you're smart and stuff, like, yo, Rich, you're handsome, look at you, 50 years and you look like that, you feel good about yourself. So having all those compliments will help you feel good about yourself, lift up, and I have a reason to live because I'm this and that. It's a thing. There's also connection and love, and people need someone to love, to be close to. Oxytocin is going to trigger that. So having a dog to have the connection, having your significant other. I want to say partner because it's more of a business. You exchange things. With significant other, you live together, you create together, and the relationship is all about giving and growing, and not coming to just take. Oh yeah, I love you. Now please make me feel good. No. You have to give something, and it's just expanding the emotion. You feel great. Oh, I won the game. I got some money. Yeah, you want to share someone. You want to share the thing with someone, and the first person you're gonna call is probably the one you love most, the one you want to give that emotion expand. So that love needs to expand, and whatever you have that you want to share, do that person, and it's gonna feel much better. There's also self-betterment. So if people stop growing in life, they perish. If you stick in one place, you're not gonna get anywhere. If business stops making money or doing something better, it's lost. So you always have to keep on growing, keep doing something better. And in any kind of way you look, spiritually, physically, if you don't work out and you just stay on your couch your whole life eating stuff and not moving, you're gonna look really bad, and you'll get obese, and you'll need to go to the doctor and stuff, or you might get the disease and stuff. Which is why people need to work on themselves, eat better and stuff like that. There's various ways to look at it, and the most important part is contribution. It's okay, I'm getting everything, but you can live in a castle and be all alone. You can have your Lamborghini and cry in it, but you're not supposed to be rich and cry in your Lamborghini, So we need to have plenty for ourselves, spiritually. You don't need to have $1 billion to give something, but as long as you can give your attention, your kindness, something, you can contribute in tons of ways, and it also makes us feel much better about ourselves. because like, if you give something, like it just makes you feel like, oh, I'm rich, I have something to give. So it's just another thing to do.
Yeah. What she said.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like you have a lot of ways, like, expanding on entities just a little bit. They like to enhance our emotions. Like whenever we feel something, it might be minor, but they will make us focus on it or enhance it and make it over the top. Like it happens a lot and stuff, but it's quite a thing.
Yeah. I did a lot of past life regression stuff, right? So if you got issues in this life, the theory is that it's mental, emotional stuff. You've thought of things that trigger things. Now you feel like this, and if you can't shake it, there's a past life, actually a chain of past life incidents, and there'll be a basic incident on that chain of incidents. It'll be trauma, and so you can recall. Just go to the, if you can get backtrack to the first time the trauma happened, the first time you were afraid of dogs or afraid of heights or feel afraid in a job interview. There'll be that first time about a million years fucking ago where you answered the question wrong and they fucking tortured your ass. And so ever since, you've been afraid of interviews, but you would never know that in this life until you track that shit back down. But we've done so many things, so many weird realms and worlds. And we've been the good guy and the bad guy too. A lot of things people don't know about past life regression stuff is to do it really thoroughly. You look like, let's say, let's just say I was a, past life, answered the question wrong in an interview and you got tortured. Ouch. So that's all bare, and you made some decisions and agreements back then, and you carry them forward because you've got all your access to your entire subconscious right here, and it's affecting you with what you think about right now. So you get this little thing about, I'm a little afraid of interviews, or your stage fright. Last time, several billion years ago, you were on a fucking stage somewhere, and you were naive, thought it was going to be great, and they start shooting you. Next. What the fuck? You assassinated on stage, like Lincoln or something. No, that Lincoln he was in the balcony. Never mind. Different story. No, you want to sit in the balcony no, never. But yeah, what people don't know about this or don't really think about is we've done the same things. It's that karma sort of thing, but it's not really karma, it's cause and effect sort of shit. But we've done it to other people. So instead of being the one in the interview that got tortured because you answered the question wrong, you were the guy doing the interview and the guy answered the question wrong and you tortured his ass. It's not like we're always nice guys. Lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. That dark side that's there, you think, Luke Skywalker, meet your dark side, that shit. We all got one of those. And in every life, we're not always the white hat in our lives. So we have lifetimes. If you ever get those urges like, I shouldn't be, alternate life as a, something to do with Unity or what's this latest Assassin's Creed games? Unity and Black Flag and all that stuff. You get the urge to be that hero, but in real life, you go, ooh, that's not good. Well, we've had lifetimes of being all kinds of things as a career. But yeah, we've done some bad things to good people. We've done bad things to bad people. Yes.
We watched things being done to each other and also did it to ourselves.
Yeah, and the mind, the way it's recorded in the mind, doesn't care if it's watching, if it's somebody doing it to somebody else or you doing it to somebody else doing it to you. It's all the same to the mind. It's like, that hurts. It's pretty simple in that way. Don't do that. So yeah, thanks for asking. Next question, please.
Sure. Attitude is asking, how do I stop negative entities attacking me?
Feed them candy. Yeah, put candy out on a dish, like chocolate is good. Put it on a dish next to your plate, and you put some arsenic poison in, and you say, a little sign says, "Eat this, bitch." It should work, but if it doesn't work, there's got to be another way. I don't know, man. That's my favorite. But no, really, you want to change your vibration is just to be aware of them, separate yourself out from them so that you know that the thought and the icky feeling state is not you. That's a start. But a lot of people already know that. This voice in their head, they know it's not themselves, but it's still a voice in their head. What, are you smiling?
It's about your comment with the arts again, and I'm also looking at what people are writing to catch up with them because
Okay. Yeah, I want some feedback. I need feedback if I'm funny.
You are funny. People love it. Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
More about entities. You want to change your vibration. That's the biggest thing. You want to control your thinking, so that will control your emotional triggers. Because when you're controlling your thinking, you're controlling an entity's thinking. A lot of times we will have a thought and then a feeling state. It's not just the mind. The mind is composed of entity stuff. Where does a thought come from? It comes from an entity, whether that entity is your ego self or it's an external entity that's just coming in, haunting you or some shit. It's always entity stuff in that way. Eckhart Tolle talks about this. Somebody asked him, where do thoughts come from? He's like, entities. You can think of your ego self. The person that you think you are, the person I think I am, is an entity. It's just the main entity that the awareness that we are associates with. But there's all these other little ones that come in too, and they affect the bigger entity aspect of self. And these thoughts will come in, and which will trigger the negative feeling states. So it's becoming more aware in this way. So that's a way to deal with entity stuff. Changing diet is a real big one. Drugs, alcohol, bad, not good because the entities love that stuff. Cigarette smoking, they love that, all that stuff. All kinds of drugs or addictions that we have. Entities will attach to you. And the biggest problem with entities is that we relate to them. We think they are, I think it's me. It thinks it's me. And so you got to start practicing the be here now, quiet mind stuff is one of the cheapest ways. Yeah. But then you can do entity release work too, different ways too.
Also, what I noticed to be really working for me is like I might go through life and then I will notice that like my thoughts are not my own. Like I know, oh, like this is artificial, like it's an entity and stuff. So I catch it when it's like being like more of a baiting, trying to get me triggered, trying to get me to react and stuff. And when I notice that, I try to like dig deeper, like who it is, like I mean who is it, like how are they targeting me, and I notice the clusters. So like, okay, there's this cluster of entities, but who's the boss? Because it's not just like, oh, little entities trying to affect like my thinking and like feeling state. I'm like, who told you to come over here? Because they like not all of them will like sort of, hey, hello, like I'm just gonna cling to you. Not all of them will do that. I met tons of entities who were sort of enslaved and made to target people against their own will. Entities like not all of them are bad, and there are those who like are there in the multiverse just doing stuff, and they are enslaved. And they're like sort of, hey, like mess with that person as much as like you can, otherwise we're gonna kill you. And they're like, I don't want to die, so okay, they don't want to do that, but they do it against their own will. So I go to body, and like basically focusing, like, okay, these are the entities messing with me, and then I track, like I tune into them, and it's like if they don't necessarily talk to me, I will tune into them and have all their memories. The starting point, like who was the one ordering them to come here, who was the one bossing them around, who was the one giving the orders and stuff. And then I track them back, like, oh, it's great, it's the AI, it's the reptilians, it's the draconians, it's the sort of turtle-looking beings, like, oh, look, reptilians made a deal with Arcturians and stuff, sold out, okay, like, various things, like, space opera, like, go look into that. And so I literally track them down, go on spaceships and, like, locate, okay, this is the rooms, this is where, like, they're torturing people, oh, look, kidnapped actual bodies of humans, cool, like, let's free them. and I'm moving from from spaceships to realms to their bases all over the place, looking for the starting place where it all started or who's the biggest boss in this whole chain, and taking them all out. If it takes oh, I have to take out the whole realm, their whole base, their whole planet, I'll do that. Because I have my priorities straight, and I'm the bad guy. I'm bad guy for them. I'm the good guy for myself. Whatever. Anyway you look at it, but I sort of see straight. But the best thing is after all that work, I see it stop completely. Like the issue I've been having, the thoughts I've been having, it stops completely. And not only did I got rid of the entities, I also I also got out of body and did the research in the first hand experience. Cause seeing, oh, that's how they work. Oh, this is what they're doing, and I'm getting out of body to see how they're messing with us, and I'm discovering tons of things. I'm like, oh, cool, this is what I found. I'm gonna go back and make a YouTube video about it.
Wow. Now, do you think you can help other people that way? Can you tune into their entities in their past life, or track down their entities? Off the kind you're talking about here.
I did a few times, yeah. When I do sort of thing, it's very useful to have someone else, like you, for example. If two of us were to give a session, you talk to them, you get questions from them. I mean, you give them questions, they answer, and they talk it out. But they communicate with you, while I'm the third party listening to it all and shifting out, connecting, getting out of body and targeting. Okay, that's an entity, and I will literally, while you two have a conversation, I will go out of body, target the entities, find out the past life and how they're being messed with and all those things, and I can come back and just, oh yeah, listen to me now, and I can talk about it and tell what I did, remove the entities, find your agreements, also find your some past life traumas, remove that, got your missing soul aspects back, various work, but it takes a lot of time.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about how well, you shine the light of awareness on the whole subject for the person, and they can tune into it and go, oh yeah, and sometimes they can actually see it too, whereas before they couldn't see it. But that's the thing. That's a good thing. But
oh, you were talking.
Well, I was thinking with all these things you see, and you could be you could be in game development, write screenplays or anime scripts, storylines, all this crazy stuff you've been able to do firsthand. That material would make a great video game or an anime disclosure series of video, things. You're amazing in that way.
Thanks. I'm writing out my idea, and I'm gonna comment on this. What you say, yeah, I'm totally on it. Funny enough, but I found out about what's going on in the world, and I started learning about the Matrix, the elite and stuff, the rich people, and also about my own powers and more about you, and then how we met up, just because I was having out of body without knowing what it is, and I was writing stories of what I experienced and what I'm seeing, and I was I literally wrote down a few hundred pages of my stories, just one after another, and I'm just creating a story oh look, this is that, but I go out of body, I have that experience, and I come in and bring back, and I just keep writing, I'm in the 5th or 6th grade, I'm 14, and just writing those stories. And people are why the hell are you wasting time? Who does that? And it was fun for me. But as I'm writing it in the story, I'm yeah, Illuminati, la la la, rituals and stuff. And I'm what is that? I'm saying the thing, I write about it, but I don't know what it is. And I'm well, okay, let's Google that. And all of a sudden, I tune into truth. So when I was out of body, I found out about sort of rituals and pedophilia and different things. I was completely unaware of it as a kid. I go to body, I experience that, I write about it, but then I'm what the hell? And I read up on Google and the NerdNet, and then I start finding out it's real. Holy cow, So for me, it's amazing how this sort of experience give me that sort of enlightenment, and then I get confirmation on real life, that is for real. And this is not the first time this happened, but it just blows my mind every time it happens.
Yeah, well, you're amazing. You know, I've read about indigo kids and crystal kids and diamond kids and all that stuff. It's a new breed, new kind of being that is incarnating on planet Earth. Now, obviously, to me, you are one of those. You know, just the abilities are just off the chart. We're different, psychic, empathic, intuitive, all that neat stuff. And your visuals are off the chart. You know, what you can manifest and visualize, which allows you to shift into these other realms. And some of them are personally created realms, and some of them are created by other, thousands or millions of beings. And you tune in, and out of body and all. There you go. And I'm like, wow, how do you do that? It's
Yeah.
great.
Thank you. Well, that's a lot of serotonin and oxytocin triggering, so it feels good.
Ooh-ah, yeah.
Crank it
Okay,
up.
let's see what else. Anybody else got any questions for
Yeah.
us or any comments or something?
Before we go to that, like, I also like wanted to say another thing. Like, I was giving a soul contract session to this lady, and she like has a lot of like life issues and stuff, and she wasn't aware of entities. She was just like aware of the issues in life, and we were doing this sort of like we went through the process of like her issues and stuff. We wrote down all of her agreements. Well, not all of it, but like 5 pages at least. Like that's plenty. And as we started like moving into revocation step by step, she never had visuals. And as she's doing the revocation part, like connecting with the Earth core, like galactic core, and like keeps on moving, and then she has to remove agreements. She starts seeing entities. She starts in the room getting visuals and seeing millions of entities around her as she's like sucking them out. And it's just amazing that like she wasn't really aware, but during the session she got it, like her visual skills, and like she starts seeing that stuff, millions of these little like bubbly entities that will create fuzz, that will like enhance it, that will like use the baiting like to like trigger people and stuff. And she was seeing it all. Like she like, can you please give me a few moments because I need to like get it straight and like remove all these entities and work on it. It was just like amazing to see like someone who's not that aware, but in the session they started getting the awareness, and then they started like truly going for it. And like it's amazing to see like the people sort of evolve, but also like get better. And like now, since that session, she like started getting out of body experiences. She started like having like lots of things in life, and I'm just like I don't know, amazed, like really glad that people can do this sort of work and then get such results. Like it always amazes me because like every individual is different, but more and more I notice that like they start getting better visuals and like seeing entities and different things, and it's like mind blowing.
Wow. Yeah. That is great. Mm.
Yeah.
You're amazing. You really are.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Well, you taught me, so.
And so I'm amazing.
Yeah.
Look what I taught you if it wasn't for me. No.
Yeah. Anyway, so moving right along to another subject. Goofy was asking, when you're in the astral realm, how do you find a certain person, like your friend or a family member?
Oh, you just tune into it before you go. It's like before you go to sleep at night, you just actually all week long or whatever, you think about, I'm meeting this person. I've met the person. Put it in the past tense. I've met the person, and get in touch with how it feels to have met them. Your loved one that's crossed over. And just getting that loving feeling as if it already happened. This is the basic teachings of the ancients. Yeah. The Nag Hammadi lost Dead Sea Scrolls, lost text. The Gospel of Thomas talks about what Jesus said. And who was Jesus really? And does it really matter? The teachings are what are important. And the teaching, even way back then, it's act as if. Feel as if you've already got the thing you're praying for. And what is prayer really? It's asking the greater awareness and consciousness that you are. And the way you ask is you imagine it, you visualize it, you see the thing you want. And this is prayer. You're seeing the thing you want, and you're acting as if and feeling as if you've already received it. This is the gospel, literally, of Thomas, Nag Hammadi, Dead Sea Scroll, buried in the fucking ancient caves. dug up, and that's what it said. That's today's world, The Secret. That's what that's about. And so you want to imagine what it's like, feel it, see it, experience, being connected with that loved one and having had that experience with them. So, and that will call it forth for you, but the other being that you're wanting to visit and see they will tune into that same energy. And then when you go to sleep at night, have a dream, or you're meditating or something, and you have a vision or a dream or a lucid dream or an out-of-body experience, they can show up.
Yeah. I did like no, go on.
And you, if you've got any negative stuff going with it, it's called emotional entanglement. You want to release that. You got to release that some way, because that's, if you have, this won't work, or uncertainty, it's emotional stuff that's working against. And that vibration of the doubt and uncertainty is going to blend with your positive work. It's going to blend together. And, you can get a little bit in there, but if you get too much, it's going to dilute this, and you're going to get a mix of this. And it's a nothing burger, when you go to sleep at night. So you want to be able to release your negative stuff, limiting beliefs and emotions. And so you can try the universal release method. That's offered over at richwest.net as well. That's what Akvile and I use a lot of the times to release our negative stuff. And Akvile gives me sessions on that all the time. Kai taught her how to do it. Now she's really good at it.
So I like these techniques, and I do it like very similarly. Like, if I was to meet someone out of body that like I know of, like, my friend, my relative that passed away or something, like, just like in another realm, like, let's meet up. So before going out of body, I sort of like put an intention and tell them like, hi, I want to meet you, and like, you have someone specific that you want to talk to, but I believe that like all of us like spiritually are connected. And if you leave them a message like, I want to meet up with you, like, please come over here or stuff, like, they hear you, and they know it's like, they can be anywhere in the multiverse, and it's like as if they get notification, hi, Akvile just wrote, they want to meet up, like, coming from Earth, like somewhere, like, let's meet up there. Like, they get it spiritually. They have the sort of knowingness that you want to be there. And so when I go to sleep, I get out of bed naturally, so I'm not going to explain how I do that. I just like close my eyes, I wake up, and I'm already in the realm. And okay, like, let's say I'm not there with that person, but then I'm like, okay, I sort of visualize what the person looks like, and if we ever met, what was the emotion or feeling I had when I was with them. Like, oh, that made me feel good, and I was like, back then this was the only person who was interested in my stuff, and feels good, and I just focus on that feeling and put an intention to go to that person. And I feel it, intention, and I teleport. And I open my eyes again, like I blink, and here I am in front of that person. So, it's one of the ways.
Some other tips on that. Well, you're talking about, you just put it out there. It's like the entanglement theory, atoms and molecules that can be many distances far away. You do some with this and it affects this one over here. We have spiritual entanglement theory. You think of it here and they'll feel it there. But also when you like you want to meet someone that's passed away, and you literally imagine being with them, you want to create the environment for the meeting. You want to have a meeting at the park, by the river, at the library, at the mall, at some beautiful place, a beautiful fountain in City Park, or wherever you would like to have the meeting. You imagine the environment and the lighting and the temperature and the campfire. Want to be great grandpa by around the campfire, crackling fire by the lake, and no mosquitoes. No. No. But now you imagine, great grandpa or like mine would be my great grandfather was the chief of the chief Moitoi of the Cherokee Nation. So I have American Indian royalty, you might say. But I could imagine just being around the campfire with Gramps. Oh, I don't know. Smoke this. Oh, that's how you did it. Smoke. passing the peace pipe. Peace pipe? You mean peyote pipe? Peace, Gramps. Oh yeah, Grandpa. Hey, I just saw a giant wolf. Me too. How? I think I'm smoking this. How? Anyway, I'm just saying. Create the environment. Next message. Next what? Where are we?
I'll just add one thing into like the getting out of body and creating our like realms and stuff. I noticed that like when you have sort of negative don'ts or no's, it still manifests. So no mosquitoes, you will probably like you might create it.
I know. Ah.
Don't do that. There's a little blood over here. But anyway, like for people, it's a bit off topic, but still, like you're creating like realms when you're out of body and stuff. People sometimes are out of body, but they don't see clearly. So what I do, like I would give myself a command because like I'm the programmer, I'm the creator, and I'm like clear vision. I see everything clearly, and I put a command that clear view, open up, like make it more vivid, like something like that, and it makes more vivid. But if you go like no blur, it gets more blurry because you say no and you focus on it. So you have to pick it in the opposite of what you want and only in the present as if it already happened with no no's or don'ts or anything like that. So just a little note. This is what I was for myself, but I don't know if it works for everyone else, But just saying.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. It's an excellent part of the teachings. This whole law of attraction thing, there's so many little things. One, to know what they are, and then the other one is to be able to do it. And now, even if you're able to do it, are you practicing doing it? And then if you're practicing doing it, are you practicing consistently? So that's why you have the law of attraction boot camp forum that I put together. And I'm looking for beta testers, by the way. A select few will be invited to participate in it to help me work out the details, bugs, and stuff. So if you're interested in that, go over to richwest.net. There's a form you can fill out. And some of you may have already filled out the form. And I'll be getting back to you. But yeah, it's a place to practice. You have to practice this shit. No practice, no getting better. That's basically it. Yeah. It's not, it's not a place for lazy, passion, persistence, dedication, commitment, determination, motivation, intensity, willpower, discipline. Yeah. Keep after it more and more. Practice. And then you just build it up and you start winning at it. And then you're liable to hit this fucking paradigm crash. You're like, because you're building up you're fighting the case. And the case is like, it's got its own personality and beingness. It's that part of you that does not want to die. It's that part of you, your personality, that does not want to give up the junk food or the lazy lifestyle or the easy stuff. The part of you that doesn't want to get out of the comfort zone and make the effort to get better, or will rationalize, and you're fighting that. And sometimes you'll stir that shit up, and that fucking part of you will just, and you'll wake up the next day feeling like crap, and you won't want to do all that stuff you've been working at. Do I sound like I know what I'm talking about? Have I been there?
Yeah.
More than once? It's a bitch. Better's a bitch. Now there's a video title. Anyway, just talking here.
All right. So should we move to more questions?
Yeah, fuck them. Let's just talk. No. More, please. More, please. Just kidding. You know what we need? We need pictures of everybody. If people could upload actual photographs so we see what our audience looks like. Half of them are these little R2-D2 robot looking things. What the fuck? There's bots everywhere. Who's real, who's not, right? Okay, yeah, more please.
Yeah, so Stuart Michael was asking, does anyone know about the multi-species war games underground on Mars in the past?
Fuck, no. What do you know about this shit, man? That sounds serious. Do you know anything about it, Akvile?
I haven't done much research on that, no.
Once again, what are we got going?
Yeah. Does anyone know about the multi-species war games underground on Mars in past?
In the past?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Multi-species war on Mars. Yeah, I know about that. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Enlighten
Uh,
us, Rich.
yeah. Uh, secret space program. There's a lot of these super soldiers. You can get on YouTube, right? YouTube super soldier, and these guys will talk about their 20 and back. They got recruited for 20 years into the secret space program, and they become fighters, pilots or grunts, and they're fighting this multi-species war on Mars. But war, there's been more than one war on Mars, like thousands and hundreds of thousands of years ago. There are a lot of warring and different species landing on Mars. And this is in physical dimensional and also in the higher other dimensional planes. But yeah, there's a lot of war going on. There's just a whole lot of fucking war going on in this fucking galaxy, this deep space shit. It's what we do. Children right now, I don't care if they're 5 years old or 40 years old, we like to buy war games, space war games. EVE Online is a big one. Buy the game and let's go. Let's play war. Let's play merchant. Let's beat the market. Let's steal shit. Let's be a pirate. That'll be a fun, adventurous life. It's going on out there in the fucking galaxy right now. So to have a bad attitude, what are you looking at me for? And being angry about it, there's war going on everywhere, control and domination games throughout the fucking galaxy and within our own bodies. We have the good and the bad parasites and microorganisms in our bodies. It's fucking war. It's what we do. It's just the nature of this realm. Now, other dimensional planes, they're not all about war. And even when you go online and play a game, it's not really war. It's not like you really hate somebody. I mean, you can really get into hate, anger and hate while you're playing an online game. But it's for the fun and the joy of the playing the game. It's what it's supposed to be about. But we get addicted to the emotional response to it. It's better than our boring life here. Oh, yeah. But if you get off this middle ground of boring life here and you get out in the real world and secret space programs and get off planet and get to know what the super rich power leader fucking doing and interacting with the galactic community out there. I love my backdrop here. Well, yeah, there is really war. It has been war going on Mars. And good guys versus bad guys. Sometimes it's humans versus non-humans, humans versus humans, humans versus non-humans. Insectoids are a nice, giant ants, spiders, and praying mantis. Creepy shit like that. Giant motherfuckers, psychic, telepathic, highly intelligent, way smarter than us. It'd take about, 20 Einsteins can barely, keep up with this super intelligent motherfuckers. It's like creepy shit, man. So so let's shoot them. Fucking kill them. We're pretty good at that technology. If we can't kill them, if we can't outsmart them, we'll just fucking outshoot them. Come up with bigger, better weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's in a game world. Building weapons in a game, online game. Ooh, game factory, gun factory, weapons factory. Mod your gun. War, please. Flamethrower too. Okay. Real world, galactic experience. Humans are known for being very creative in that way, and we can create some nice weapons and nice hardware, nice technology, and it's so traded to other races and concerns in our galactic trade system. It's going on right now. So these guys, super soldiers, YouTube, they hear their stories. I know these two guys and one woman are telling their stories, but there are plenty more out there. I'm sure they would like to tell their stories about their super story. But they 20 and back, they got recruited, lived 20 years into the future, from our perspective, 20 years into the future. And then after the 20-year gig, they got recycled. They got put in a body, a clone of their own body, at the age of when they were abducted or interned or indoctrinated, recruited into the secret space soldier program. So they get back and they're time traveled back into time, and they're put back in their body, and then they live here back in this time, and they grow up, and now they're 30 something, 40 something, and they start remembering this shit, and they're telling us on YouTube. But yeah, this is the real deal. How can it not be? Just logical thinking. We've been around way too long, and there's so many ET evidence of extraterrestrials visiting this place, UFO encounters, firsthand experiences, abductions. There's so much. Yeah, the government likes to suppress it, but it's so obvious. It's like, fuck, please. If people don't believe in extraterrestrials right now, no such thing as an alien. It's like, oh, bitch, please. The fuck? I don't even talk to you, ignorant motherfuckers. Jeez, that's just, I can go, oh, but then where's that nice guy? No. This is, be careful.
And what is Emery Smith talking more about? These super secret space soldiers and stuff.
Yeah, Emery Smith and Corey Good both. Emery Smith is he's the guy that he worked for the dark side. No, he worked for the shadow government, these secret military things, and he was doing the biological autopsies and checking out this stuff. And he's had thousands of alien bodies that he's chopped up and cut out. And so he's really in tune with that whole thing. And he's been on these underground bases, these DUMBs, they call them deep underground military bases, secret places, walking around, seeing ETs, seeing giant fucking humans, giant reptilians. It's just all kinds of creepy, firsthand. Yeah. And so he talks a lot about that. Emery Smith, I really like his stuff. Corey Good, same thing. Corey Good was a super soldier, 20 and back kind of guy. And he's got a great story to tell. David Wilcock talks about this stuff. And then we got David Icke. He's more of a reptilian specialist or knowledgeable. But yeah, it's everywhere you go. You can find it if you want it. You can find out what's going on in this world, this dimensional plane. Pretty trippy.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready for more questions?
Yeah. You guys okay with me being creepy, weird, and are all bitchy, grouchy?
They love you.
I like to do they. Whoa. I think the best way to be is authentic. But then I study this Eckhart Tolle stuff, and my authentic self is my fucking ego. That's fucked up. Really? Well, then everybody else too, right? And Eckhart, yeah, everybody else too. Oh, okay, then if we're all fucked up, then that's okay. But it's not really, it can't be fucked up because it's just life in this universe. It's how it's done. What's to judge? Well, and then he goes, well, like I said, don't judge.
I feel like it's also a thing, like, when you go to a body, no matter where you are, you have the sort of personality, you have that little ego. So you just tune in, oh, this body, this life, this is like role-playing is this thing. Cool. And no matter where you go when you're out of body, you're always like role-playing as someone, something. So.
Yeah, well, a thing about when I go out of body, I do feel like I don't bring the ego with me. The ego, this personality of, oh, motherfucker, I'm more like, I'm totally engaged in what I'm doing. Yeah. I have a sense of self, but I'm not really focused on self. It's like the stuff, the people, the things. I've driven cars over there and practice flying through the forest really fast, doing somersaults in the air, flying on my back, like sipping a smoothie or something while I'm flying backwards on my back like that. And turn over, just doing all kinds of neat shit.
Yeah.
But there's not a self like we have here with worries, concerns, problems, issues, things to complain about, things to judge or not judge. But at the same time, you can still feel emotions there. But they're more authentic, pure emotional experience. Exhilaration, joy, interest, fascination, curiosity, and fear, anger, hate. Yeah, yeah. It's doable, but it's a cleaner, it's a more, it's like the way it should be. And so that makes a person like me believe that the greater realities, they're more like the real place or more authentic. And this is a poor copy and it was a bad idea.
Yeah.
And this place is only a bad idea because people get addicted to it and they lose the awareness that there's a better place to be and a better way to live for eternity than here. Because people, otherwise, they're going to keep reincarnating. If they don't wake up from this shit, you're pretty much fucked. One way or another, sooner or later. It's not that much fun here, relatively speaking. Just saying.
Now, here's the thing. Like when you're out of body, you're more into the experience, right?
Yeah.
I know it's like the same thing for myself. Like when I get out of body, I'm really engaged in the story or what's going on or the perception, but I don't go into the details of what's my name, how old am I, what is this realm called. Like a lot of people that write to me like have all those details of like names and ages and stuff, and I'm like, I never look at that stuff. Oh, is this all right? You know, like I'm all engaged into what's going on in that realm. Like what's the mission? Like what are people doing? What's going on? Like I go for the details of the realm, but not like my name or age and stuff. And then I bring back and I talk to people like on YouTube about the whole thing. And just because I don't bring the certain details of my name or age or the like what's the realm called or what's the race called, they don't think it's authentic. And I'm like, you know, so
Bitch, please. Fuck.
you know.
Yeah. Well, hey, here's a good way to look at it is when you log into a multiplayer game online and you get involved in the game, you got objectives, you got a character, you gotta figure out, decide what fucking hat to wear and what color is it gonna be. You're engaged in your game experience, your game world, your game environment. You're not thinking about being, overweight, underweight. What are you gonna, your house, your fucking name in the physical world, what you had for breakfast, what are you gonna have for dinner. You're involved in picking out a new fucking pair of boots or a new skin for your fucking gun. And you got people are coming at you. You got to get out there and start blowing shit up. It's like that. We lose the identity that we're engaged in the physical world when we're out of body, and we're involved in the game. And once you get out there, you don't worry about what color your fucking gun is, or your fucking camo suit or your fucking hat. You see your gloves maybe and your gun. That's important. First person. But you're very busy with the game and the environment. It's like, ooh, great graphics. I love this place. Can I fly? You're in God mode. I can fly. You're certainly not thinking about your name being Charles Jones in the physical universe. You're not there. Yeah. So it's a lot like that for me.
Yeah. Same here for me, like, and I wonder like what it is for other people, because a lot of them like bring back the names of the realm and this like races and stuff, and I'm like, I want to tell the story and it's really engaging. I can tell exactly what it looks like and all the details of like their personalities, characteristics, their actions, their like how they talk and stuff. But if they ask me like what is the race called, I'm like, it's the only thing I didn't ask.
Thank you for asking, mind reader. Let's see. What did she? I bet she doesn't know the name of her. What's the name of the race? If you're so smart. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm in a mood.
Good.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, people like you, Rich. So, are we okay with more questions?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, here's a question. Have you, Rich or Akvile, done any type of Qigong work?
You want to go first?
I haven't done it.
Then I'll go first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a couple of books on Qigong over here. Did you looking at my library? Did you see? Wait,
I think you showed me once.
Yeah, I have a couple, 2 or 3 books on Qigong.
Also, you might have one in your living room.
Oh, okay, thank you. You've been in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Qigong is great stuff. I love the energy stuff. I was just doing last week. I was doing some Qigong energy, the Great Orbit. It's called. Yeah, it has to do with Qi, the life energy, and being really attuned to it and understanding it and developing it and gathering it. And it's really good stuff. If I had this life to have started over and learned when I was a little kid, Dad, we wanted to. Would you like to learn to play the accordion? No. But if he'd have said instead, would you like to learn Qigong or Tai Chi? I'm going, hey, I would have, and I'd be a completely different person. I wouldn't be grouchy and bitchy probably most of the time. I'd probably be at peace with the megaverse. But yeah, it's good stuff. It is. There's so many things to do. So it's not my lifestyle, but yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. Mm-hmm.
All right. So another question is for you, Rich. Can you perceive the one who's perceiving the thoughts, emotions, the body, etc.?
Can you perceive the one perceiving the thoughts and the emotions? Well, see, conscious awareness isn't a one. The awareness that's coming from right here, there's awareness of this room right here. And awareness of that stupid question. No, it wasn't stupid. It was a good one. It was deep. It's deep. I get deep and stupid mixed up sometimes. Damn, that's stupid. I mean, deep. Damn, that's deep. Anyway, just kidding. Cut it out. Good question. The consciousness is aware right here. Is the same awareness is coming from your side going, yeah, I'm not the stupid one. You're the stupid one. Deep. You're deep. No, I'm deep. No, you. But this whole stupid conversation is getting out. I'm getting embarrassed. Where am I going with this? The thing is that the awareness is not a one. And so there's nothing to see. It's a being aware of being aware. Try that on for size. That'll work for you. Give me a sec. Let me try this. It takes longer than you would think. Because if you're thinking about it, you can't do it. You got to be aware. Aware of being aware. There was. It didn't. If you can do it longer than me, it's like a stare contest. Who can be aware of being aware the longest?
But it's basically what happens when you go out of body. You can be lucid dream and oh yeah, I'm aware, I'm dreaming, and then you get aware that you're aware and you're out.
Yeah. Well, so the short answer to that really deep question was no. No, it kind of doesn't work that way. It's like there's the awareness, and you can be aware that the thinking self that you are is not the awareness that you are. See, the awareness that we all are identifies itself with the personality and the character of the past and the future and what we think about and what we need and we want. And it's a whole mental mind phenomenon with lots of thoughts and thinking, but it's the thoughts and the thinking. And awareness, thinks that itself is the thinking. The awareness thinks it's not awareness so much as thinks it is the thinking self. In other words, the mind phenomenon. So when you practice aware of being aware, one of the first things you want to practice, or the awareness practices, is differentiating awareness of something and the something. So when you differentiate the awareness of something, awareness of an emotion, say, frustration, okay, you go, I am not the frustration. and you become aware of what you just said. I am not the frustration. And you become aware that the awareness that you are is not even the I that is aware of the frustration. Because the I that I am not the frustration, in the mind, you could be identifying with the ego self that you think you are. And you're saying, ego self that I am is not my frustration. But I am the I am that I believe I am, that I think I am. A belief is another form of thinking. And so, but the awareness can step back and observe it all and be aware. So there's awareness of this. And when you can nail that really well, you can really separate yourself out gradiently, gradually, on a scale of a little to a lot. You can separate out your knowing and awareness that you are not the thinking self. And at that point, you become that awareness, and you become very hyper aware of the world around you. You're engaged with it, wide awake, fully conscious. It's a great experience, but you're not thinking, and you're not focused on the personality or the beingness that you might think you might become in a little while after this wonderful state disappears. But you're not thinking about that. You're not thinking about anything. You're experiencing life from a perception level and a knowing place. So yeah, it's a very aware place to be. I've tapped into it a few times, so I'm like an expert, right? But I buy my books. I got a couple Eckhart Tolle books here. Eckhart Tolle here.
There we
And
go.
this isn't even Be Here Now. This is the practical guide to the power of now. And this is his other stuff. So yeah, I'm almost an expert. This guy, expert. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Thank you for sharing. This is good.
Mm-hmm. My ego shared that. So yeah, I hope that helped with the question and the answer after I got past the wisecracks. And one of my personality traits, anytime you want to create your personality and be the person you want to be, know that you are actually talking about your ego self, the self I want to be in the game. And we all have got one. We sign on into any computer game you ever bought and played, you become that character. Or you're the god of that character, like Spider-Man, you're over the shoulder. You're not Spider-Man, but you're in control of Spider-Man. But when you get into these other kind of games, you become the character, choosing your character class, intelligence, agility, all that stuff. And it's not really you. But when we sign on to being this character in this life, there's personality traits that you wish you had, or that you do have that you really like. So those are keepers, and you would like to manifest the other personality traits. So if you don't have those personality traits and you want them, you can actually use law of attraction boot camp in the forum, practice all these different things to actually manifest within yourself those great character traits so you can be who you've always wanted to be. And if you wanted to be that person that would actually the law of attraction would work for, and you realize, you think, well, no, I don't have the personality for that. I don't have the willpower. I don't have the discipline. I can't do that. I can't visualize for shit. I, me. That's your identity character. That's your ego self. Well, what you can do is go over Law of Attraction Bootcamp Forum and practice all these different little things. You put them all together and you got the magic. Yeah. And you can be funny. Yeah. You can be funnier than me. Should be pretty fucking easy. Yeah. Smarter too. Fuck yeah.
Right?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah. So there you are. Okay. Now I'm done with that question.
It's good. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and entertaining us too.
Yes, my loved ones. Sounds so fucking funny when I say that. All right, assholes, listen up. That's more like it. That's me. Hey, fuckwad. No, don't get carried away, Rick. I'm just saying. I grew up at the goddamn. I turned 18. I joined the fucking Air Force. Mr. West, sir, would you give me 10 push-ups, please? I don't know. That's a little much, don't you think? Oh, I'm sorry. Could you give me a couple? Just 2? Yes, sir, Sergeant. Sir. It's not like that. Hey. Yeah, fucking pussy. Give me 20. Yes, sir. Don't call me sir. I'm not a fucking. Okay, fuck you too. Anyway, it feels more comfortable to be the character you're going to be in the game. Define your game. What are you playing? Loser. Or you want to play winner? Yeah, I'd love to play winner. How do I get out of loser? Hello. Thus, Law of Attraction Boot Camp Forum. Yeah. RichWest.net. Go over there, sign the fuck up. Say, yeah, because I'm a loser. I want to be a winner. Yeah, well, we'll show you how the losers fix it. But don't you want to know how the winners do it? No, the winners, they came into this world with a fucking high IQ twice as fast, high as yours, and a metabolism that could outrun you before it was 5 years old. Nonstop. Gary Vee, for example, he's like 6 years old and he's selling fucking Kool-Aid and shit on the fucking corner. This is who he is. How do you compete with that shit? So learn from a loser. Yeah, you're better off finding some loser guy. And there's been some great law of attraction teachers that were losers. And they tell their homeless story. You know what they forget to tell you in their homeless story? They forgot to tell you how they lost $1 million fucking dollars before that. The fuck? It's too late now. You already brought their shit. I'm telling you. Watch out for the hustle, man. There's that song, a 70s song, Doing the Hustle. I need some background music here. Anyway, what the fuck? Okay, this is me. This is the other me, right? This isn't
How many do you have?
I know. It's like, well, how many fucking online games you got going? How many games have you played? That's how many fucking characters you got going. Or you can call it multiple personality disorder.
There's that.
There is that. Anyway.
Speaking of which,
yeah.
Do negative entities cause schizophrenia?
No, it's more like schizophrenia. Yeah, okay. Yeah, personality disorder, right? Disorder versus 2 personalities. You have 2 personalities or 3 personalities with no disorder. So that wouldn't be schizophrenic. That would be just schizo without the phrenic. But as long as you're okay with how many personalities you got going, like you're one person around your mom and you're another person around your friends. Who doesn't do that? That's not a personality disorder. That's just multiple personalities. When does it get so bad that people are being like, you're fucked up? Well, then, okay, they might call it a disorder. You call it. Let's go good mood, bad mood. The fuck are you going? You diagnose me and send the fucking guys with the white coats after me? What the fuck? You're not my friends. No, I'm your mother. Stop it. Mother. Don't mother me. Go to your room. Lock the door. Boom, boom, boom. Get me out of here. But yeah, multiple personality disorder, schizophrenia entities. What can happen is the main character that you signed up to be in this life, you consider that you. What can happen is usually through one traumatic stress thing or physical issue thing, great illness, stress, accidents, drugs, something that will mess up your naturally balanced body chemistry and brain function. This sort of thing can cause a person to accidentally or on purpose choose to be a different kind of person than they are. You can call it a fracturing. You know, the bad boys, MK Ultra clowns, they've come up with, they do it on purpose. They torture people. They fracture the personality and the character. They have to split away from who and what they are because it's too painful. And they don't even, later, they don't want to remember the painful experience. So they literally, they're a different person with a different set of memories or amnesia about that. But then they'll flip back into their personality, and now they're this person that's been tortured or fucked up, trauma in their life. They're like that. Or some other things can cause it. You know, eating too many fucking mushrooms will do it. Smoking too much, snorting too much ayahuasca. How do you say that fucking goddamn word?
Ayahuasca, I guess?
Yeah, ayahuasca. Yeah. Too much of that. You know, LSD was a mind bender back in the day. That's what happened. No, I didn't do any of that stuff. Actually, you know, the only thing I ever did was a little bit of marijuana and hash once. That's it.
What's a hash once?
Hash once?
Yeah, what's that?
Hashish. It's a condensed form of marijuana. It's like from the resin of the marijuana stem, I think. You know, burn it, cook it, get it down, and you get just the essence. It's just super. It's stronger than marijuana, but same sort of mellow thing. But I only did that once. But moving right along, past my druggy days. The schizophrenia and the entity thing. When you become traumatized like that, you're susceptible to entity stuff. Your mental wake and awareness of who you are and the consciousness that you are is pretty much stressed because of the trauma. And you can this will attract entities of different kinds. And some of them can be very strong, very powerful entities. And they may have a solution for you. You might call out for help. You know, you pray, please help me. Anybody help me, God. Different kind of asking for spirit guides or spirit help can invoke or bring in entities, beings, incorporeal, non-human, non-physical. They could be human, but non-physical, not from this plane, not from our astral, but someplace. But they can come in and they can meld with you and be strong for you. And you're like, okay. And now you feel stronger and you're that person you want to be in certain circumstances. But they might be a little bit fucked up themselves. As entities go, general rule, not healthy for you. They can have a different ulterior motive for you. They want your loosh, they want your life energy, they want to control you. Some people on this planet like to own other people. They would love some slaves to do whatever they want with slaves. Why? Because I can do whatever I want with slaves. It's fun. I love it. And I'll get personal gain, financial gain. I'll get all kinds of this stuff that they slaves can do for me. I want some. Entities can be like that toward you and make you their slave. But they do it really secretly and all that stuff. But this entity can take over and be you when you're in this other personality state, when you're in the schizophrenic place, and you got your multiple personalities, and quite likely more than one, boom, 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 boom. So an entity can be involved in your multiple personality disorder, but it can also be just you not being a pussy anymore. Fuck that. Not going there. I got to be tough. And you flip into, he's like, psychotic break. He was such a nice boy when he was young, and now he's a mean bastard. Yeah, but not always. He gets back home. He's, hi, Mom, how you doing? And you're one of his homies, and he goes visit his mother, and it's like, God damn, he's a different person around his mom. And you get 2 or 3 of those going or more, and somebody calls you out for it, like calling you fucking crazy or some shit, and they'll put a label on you and call it multiple personality disorder. And somebody might say, you got entities. That's your problem. That's entity shit going down. Really? Yeah. Can you see him? Yeah, I can see him. I'm glad you don't talk like that, because that'd be fucked up. But yeah, so it can go a lot of different ways. The whole personality thing. Yeah. Oprah, not Oprah, let's say, what is it? Beyonce, I think. One of these actresses, singers. They're a different kind of person when they're not performing. And they even said on camera that when they get on board, they feel possessed. It's a new personality. They actually call it in. That's their success personality. And it's an entity. It's a different being the performer. And then when the performance is over, it kind of winds down, this entity aspect leaves. And they're a different person in their normal life. Weird shit, man. And you get 2 or 3 of those, or 4 or 5 of those, and you can call that schizophrenic, or you can call it multiple personality disorder, or you can call it flexible. So I think they call it flexible. They're flexible in their personality. And Jim Carrey was another one that could do that. Did you know? Well, you probably know about the Jim Carrey thing. He's running around. He's not Jim Carrey anymore. He did this whole thing about personality, character, intensely. He did it for so long, pretending to be this one character. What the fuck is his name? My mind goes blank. He played this character in a movie, and he lived the life as that character for about a year. I mean, he just really put everything into it. And he lost the identity, Jim Carrey. He realized, hey, that was just another package identity. He had the big realization about the awareness and the self and how that works. So he was running around pretty riding high on the whole realization of it, that Jim Carrey is gone. There is no Jim Carrey, kind of thing. Then anyway, get kind of weird.
Yeah.
But he's into Eckhart Tolle too. He mentioned he did a YouTube video, I think, mentioned Eckhart Tolle. That's when I figured out that Eckhart's name was not Eckhart Tolle. Jim Carrey doesn't say Eckhart Tolle, and it must be Tolle if Jim Carrey says Tolle. Because Jim Carrey probably invited the motherfucker over to his house, paid the plane ticket and all that shit. I'm just saying. Probably. I wasn't there. Anyway, what are we doing?
Yeah, we were talking about entities and schizophrenia, and I'll just mention the thing, like, I don't know much about it, but I've had, like, sessions with people who could see entities and hear them. So, like, quite a few, like, see the entities in their environment, like, locate them in their body and stuff, like, as an implant, like, in their, like, neck and stuff, and they can hear them, and, like, he would let entities talk through him. So you can hear him talking with himself and also with the entities, and he can speak out loud, but you hear the conversation going back and forth. And as I was giving, like, him a session, I decided, like, okay, we have to stop. I will give the entity the session. So I was, like, asking all those, like, questions and, like, finding agreements for the entity. And the sort of entity, like, was threatened by, like, the archons that, like, is going to be killed, like, everyone's going to be enslaved, blah, blah, blah. And this sort of entity is, like, made to mess with people. And I was, like, talking to the entity, like, okay, would you leave if I was, like, to create you a realm where you'd be safe, where no one can enter and stuff like that? And the entity would, like, sort of got, like, yeah, I would like some safety, like, entity, just like people, want some safety, like want some certainty and some love and connection and all this stuff. So I just imagined the realm, okay, like nice little realm, closed off, no one can enter, like put some rabbits over there, like something fun, for the entity. And I give the invitation and say okay, you can leave and go there and you're gonna be safe. And the entity leaves, and the guy that's having the session gets all quiet. And he has complete quiet mind, nothing's going on. And he's and he had sort of breakthrough that the would be a perfect channel for these entities, and they could travel through him with all those different personalities, with different feelings and stuff. But once he got those entities out, he was clean, and that was pretty nice to see, person finally becoming himself, and no of those thoughts, none of the case and stuff. And he was just for quite a while there, he was getting good, and then he went cannibal, and then got lots of entities.
Oops. Oops. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. The talking that we do, the interacting we do with the world in jobs or playtime or hobbies, whatever we're doing, we're so engaged. But there is the personality that we are, the person that we are, is an entity. And is it a single entity or a composite entity? That's a whole subject in itself. We all, as humans, are composite beings, composite personalities. So when you do this quiet mind stuff, you are dealing with entity phenomena all the time. And you can get to that place where you get it. And for whatever magical reason, whether you hard work and practice quieting the mind, being aware that you are not the mind or the thinking or even the personality, whatever way you're going at it, when it happens and it quiets in your space, you're still here. It's the awareness that you are. It's still here, and you go, it's like, and it feels so good. Wow. So it's worth going for. Definitely.
Yeah. So how are you doing, Rich? With all the questions, do you want to keep on going? Should we wrap it up? How are you holding up?
I'm getting hungry.
You're getting hungry. Cool. Soon. You're gonna eat a big Thanksgiving meal?
Yeah. Pass on breakfast, go for lunch. Yeah. But before I do that, how many people we got hanging out with us?
24.
How many?
24.
24. Hi, everybody. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us. Your feedback is really important because that depends, what kind of feedback we get back is how often we do this and what do we talk about and stuff.
Well, we have tons of comments, questions, and interaction. I'm still at the very beginning. I'm that far, and we have that much to scroll and look through.
Okay, well let's try instead of these long ass fucking answers, let's see if we can do some bang out pasties. Because I appreciate people asking the questions. Why don't go look one for it's one that something that it's for you.
Well, for both is good. It doesn't really matter. But Goofy is asking, can you heal your body from a heart problem or something in nature or that's astral realm?
You want to go first? Go first.
I would say yes, and when I'm out of body, sometimes I do this healing work on other people, and I would just being out of body, I can get close to them, and I would basically go this 3D scanner of their whole body, and depending I would see some darker spots in their body or some entities and different things, and I would just imagine them being clean and just every little layer, as if you had a 3D printer, I would literally print out every layer and clean them out and just imagine their body being pure light energy, and then I would just fill them up with the healing energy more life essence and all this stuff. And with doing that work, I hear from people that they feel better and stuff. So for me, I haven't done that much, but yeah, I'm going yes.
Yeah, people can heal themselves. It's the same basic stuff, get in touch with it, imagine it's already happened, and you get into that feeling state. You marry the thought with the feeling, or the visualization with the feeling. That's your basic simplicity of the law of attraction. But it takes what it takes to tap into it, do it, be consistent, be persistent, without any emotional entanglement or it's like you got this great little magic formula. If you pour all this other shit, in other words, other thoughts and feelings and emotions, they're not this, you know, after a while, it's not this anymore. You know, it's a mess. So, but it is totally possible. And a lot of this miracle healing stuff that happens, miracle healers, that's what they're doing for somebody else. They are seeing it, feeling it, imagining it, and manifesting it as a healing in somebody else. Yeah, it's definitely possible and worth going for. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Off topic. Some people are wondering why do you have a globe in your background?
Because it's not flat. God damn it, it's fucking globe. It's round, motherfucker. I don't know. No, it's fucking flat. I want to piss off the globals. What do they call them? Ballers? Globe heads? No, it's flat, motherfucker. It's flat. You know, look, this, let me see. This right here. It's like, come on, man. Why do you have that round thing back there? What, this round thing? Round and flat. Round and flat. But yeah, I know what you're asking. If I believe the Earth is fucking flat, why do I have that back there? Because it looks fucking nice. It was a fucking default. Hey, this'll work. I'm not promoting round Earth, flat Earth. I don't fucking know what that fuck it is. I used to be really into it and really want to. I was going for flat. I go, well, wait a minute. What if this one's flat? What if we're not on a real planet? And there are real planets out there. And we look up in the sky and it's a fucking dome. And that's a hologram sort of bullshit and it's not real. But what if, what if it's like this, and it's all phony fake shit and this is the Earth and it's got a dome over it? Yeah. But what if outside of that, there's a real fucking galaxy out there with planets? And we're like Earth prison flat place instead of Earth prison flat. Pleasant planet is prison flat place. What if that? There's so many fucking what ifs. It gets me going. But I can get pissed off pretty fast. I had a globe in the background one time. I was doing a video about flat Earth. And it's like somebody's automatically had it in their head that I'm not one of them because I had a globe in it. It's like, Jesus.
Well, you know what? I'm part of the Illuminati now.
Yeah. Be careful what you think.
Wait, like I'm just making all these signs like, this is crazy.
Yeah, what does this fucking mean,
Yeah, like some people like go read up about this stuff and then go crazy into like wherever they see is gonna be a message and like everyone's like oh Akvile showed like 666 like she's Illuminati like reptilian call her out. Okay.
Oh look, check out my eyes right now. Do they look like they got slits?
Oh my god, are you reptilian?
They do. They look like a fucking slit. What the fuck? The fuck's going on here? Wait. Oh, they've got round. Oh, he's a shapeshifter now. Oh, fucking please. I love being just myself here. I'm not always like this. Sometimes I'm different. Yeah.
Can we see the other side of you?
Well, sometimes a little lighter. Been a little bit stressed and a little because
what happened?
YouTube has been messing with my monetization.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about that?
Make more videos.
Okay.
Being Mr. Nice Guy, and doing I would do Rich in the Mood. I'd get in the mood on my regular channel. I guess I'm putting this up on my regular channel, aren't I? Ooh, I hadn't thought of that. I didn't think this through. I was thinking about putting this on your channel or just doing it live, and then it's gone. But it isn't gone, is it?
Oh, we can take it off if you want.
Now we're live streaming on your channel, right?
Yes.
Good. Okay, next question.
Yeah. Instead of a question, acting is saying that he hopes that you live for 40, 50 more years because you're crazy, funny, and genius.
Oh, thanks. I needed to hear that. Oxytocin.
Yeah.
Thank you. Really appreciate that.
Yeah. So another question: if you focus on a negative entity, do you give it energy?
Yep.
You want to expand more on it?
Nope.
Okay.
No, I want to give it energy. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, whatever we put focus on, we're giving energy to. Its life. We're creating it in consciousness. What we are aware of, we're manifesting, and what we're manifesting, we are aware of. So, there's something that you're not thinking about right now, but as soon as I say it, you're gonna think it. It's going to be a little thinky, a carrot, orange carrot. Now you're thinking about it. So you got a little bit of attention to focus on, not much, but you've created that in consciousness a little bit. So you gave the concept or idea of carrot some life. Because before I mentioned it, you weren't thinking about it, you weren't focused on it, and it didn't exist in your awareness and thus your life in the now. So when we go, I think entities are fucking with me. I'm not sure, but I think so. Yeah. Well, what if it was? What does it look like? And then you start imagining this shit. And if you don't create it yourself, some entity that's paying attention and go, oh, I can look like that. I'll do that. I'll be that. So you're inviting it in by thinking about it. But then there's a very practical thing. There's negative entities in a person's space. They're fucking with them. Well, how do you deal with it? There's lots of different ways. We've discussed the different ways you can deal with entities. But if you wanted to, if you need something simple, well, simple and easy are different. Simple is one thing, easy is different. The simple thing to do would be to notice the entity. If you can spot where it is in your space, even better. Send it love, appreciation, gratitude. Apologize to it. Ho'oponopono. Tell it that you're sorry. And ask, please forgive me, negative entity. I am so sorry. And then think up something. What the fuck are you sorry about? It doesn't matter. Ho'oponopono says say you're sorry and apologize and ask for forgiveness and then send it some love. So think up some shit. I am so sorry that I haven't given you more of my love and attention in the past. Forgive me? It's like, fuck that shit. I'm out of here. It's like, nah, I want some hate and fear and anger and shit. That's what feeds me, says negative entity. And you go, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me for not giving you enough love. It's like, pew! So simple. Easy? I don't know. You have a good sense of humor? Probably easy. Just saying. Do you have any more words of greater wisdom about the subject, the question?
I pretty much just agree with you. Like we've discussed like the topics of like the entities and stuff, so we probably can move on.
Yeah, but to put your attention on a negative entity and say, "Ooh, negative entity, I'm afraid," that feeds it. It really does, and it'll attract it. It'll keep it around more.
I guess it's the same as like you get an entity and oh fuck you entity, you're this and that, and you get like all angry, pissed off at the entity, and you just like having a bickering and fight with, and the entity's like yes, like it just like
yes, it's like a fucking troll under your videos. You're an asshole. You don't know shit. And that fucking troll is an entity waiting for you to comment. We would just love, or anybody to comment. Give it some life. Give it some attention. That's what they feed off of. Why do they like that? I don't fucking know. Weird motherfuckers. But it does. But yeah. So.
All right. Are you ready for another question?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
I am. Yeah. I'm ready. How about you? Are you ready?
Yeah. I'll read it.
Okay. We're ready.
Yeah. So Simon's asking, how can you see the difference between the real humans and AI clones?
Oh my God. how do I know you're not an AI fucking clone? Is that what you're asking? Can you see through me? How can I tell? I don't know. That'd be a clever AI clone question, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Think about it. Some guy walks up the street. Have you ever thought about AI clones? Not out here in the world, no. Usually I'm in my, I'm on YouTube when I'm talking about that shit. Why do you ask? I think it's a clear. Just wondering. Bye now. I first heard about, these not real people, clones, or, like zombie sort of things. And you can't, in 1984, way before the internet came out and started talking about this shit. And I'm back then, I'm going, how did he tell the difference? Then I get in the mirror and I go, am I an AI? Artificial being? And I think that's the whole point, is you can't tell the difference. But I think if you wanted to do some psychic work on it or spiritual work on it, I've done it before. I was like less than a month ago, I'm sitting in my car and I look over, I go, are those real people? You have to ask yourself, what do you mean by real people? Of course they're real people. If they walk around, they drive a car and they go shopping, they buy groceries, and they watch TV and eat and all that stuff, then is that what you mean by real people? Because you can have an AI clone doing that. So I'm going, okay, that's not how we're going to be able to tell. You have to do it a psychic sort of way, I think. You can have a questionnaire here. Really, I have a questionnaire for you. Oh, that's it. You go to Times Square and you get this. It's you can do a YouTube video and we can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a list of questions and it's an AI clone test. And we just go to the university, go to the college campus, go to the mall, go to the Times Square, and say, hi, would you care to take a little survey? And what you're really asking is, if they answer the questions, you can tell if they're an AI clone. So we'll have to come up with those test questions, because right now I don't know. I don't know how to tell. I think, yeah, I've heard that they're real. I mean, there's two things. There's AI and clones. So you can have a clone with, it's not AI, it's clone with the consciousness of the real person. They have two bodies, the regular body and the clone body, and you can transfer consciousness from the regular body into the clone body. They do this with movie stars that are caught up in that satanic creepiness. A movie guy in the industry was telling me about this. And there have been celebrities, music celebrities or movie celebrities, talking about that they're clones. They know what's happened to them. Maybe they're not in their clone body right now, but they have a clone body. And some of them, they know they're in their clone body now, and some of them are complaining about it, and they've talked about it on YouTube. I don't know if you can still find those videos on YouTube, but they were there a couple of years ago. So there's that. So how do you tell the difference? But a clone is different from an AI, but you can put an AI into a clone body. That's real. You can put an AI into a regular body. There's the technology. You can take the consciousness out of a person's body. The body is not a clone body. It's just his body. And you can run that motherfucker with AI. Creepy shit. It's just all kinds of weird technology. If you go advanced, you look at it, the advanced approach. And the way you do that is look at the technology advancements today and how fast it's advancing. And imagine that going on for 1,000 years or 1,000,000 years. How advanced our technology on Earth could get. It's already way past that in our galaxy here. There are civilizations out there that they focus on injecting reality segments into a time stream. how do you do that? But they change time. Like it's like editing a video and putting in a clip in the middle of it. You just splice here, put in a segment here, and this becomes the new reality for a minute and a half, and then you're back into the regular video again. They do that with time and reality systems. It's wild and crazy. It's a very advanced technology going on in the multiverse, and it affects our physical world. This time stream. Yeah.
In my body trial, like I've seen these sort of like experiences you're describing. Like imagine like the time strings, but it's like the whole life of the like planet or realm. Like for a few million years, it's a little string, and there are like people cutting it out. Like 1,000 years of a few millions, and they're gonna edit it and like, okay, this didn't happen. They sort of rewrite the history, put it back in, and like everyone gets a synchronization, and everything like different now. Like so it's quite a thing over there.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Good stuff. Okay, any more questions? You were reading some stuff over there. You were catching up. Let me be quiet a minute and let you.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, we can answer one question. That like this person was asking the same question like a lot of times in past. So yeah, what do you think about organic portal people who are like 70% of the people?
What do I think about organic portal people?
Yeah.
Who, and this composes 70% of the people on Earth?
Probably.
Is that what he's saying?
Who are the 70% of people? Comma, like that's it.
Yeah. Gee, I don't know. Let's move out the presumption of, or the assumption that 70% of the people are portal people. And because I don't know if that's true or not. But let's go on to the idea of portal people. I don't know what he means by portal people, but I'll explain what I think he means or what I would mean.
Yeah, and let's include organic portal people.
Organic portal people. Okay, so people like us, our bodies are organic. And in consciousness, we come from another dimensional plane and we're born into these, and we incarnate into these bodies. So we tune into these bodies, and then we look at this world and communicate to this world with the body and the mouth and the eyes and the ears and all that stuff. And the organism is the portal for any sentient entity being. Like you, me, everybody on Earth is a being who is, and we're all using these organic bodies as portals. So, organic portal people. What does that mean? People use these bodies as portals, and these bodies are organic, so it's an organic portal. And every being, when they incarnate, they use their body as the portal. So, obviously, the person who's asking the question has a little bit more history or a little more story, something about the concept, and I can only wonder or guess or what the hell. What do you mean exactly? And he might mean a specific kind of like that. And so let me assume something. Let me go like this. Oh, you don't mean regular people. Honest, wonderful, spiritual beings that have incarnated in a body. You mean this other thing, which these are non-humans, apparently. The entities are non-human. And there are a certain select number of, I guess, adult bodies that maybe they were cloned or maybe they were born, but there was no real human type being. It has a history of being a human being, a spiritual being that's like you and me. And we're not talking reptilian. We're not talking like insectoid or giant ant or some shit, or some creepy amoeba-looking fucking creature from some weird realm, nowhere near human. And one of those kinds of entities are little small demons from the lower astral. One of these kind of entity beings incarnating, assuming the body, organic body, and using that as a portal. and now it's a non-human kind of entity, creepy as can fucking get, and now it's pretending to be like a human and using the human organic portal to come into this realm and fuck with people, mainly in New York City and a few other places like that. Is there such a thing? Yes. Abso-fucking-lutely, there are those. Yes, absolutely. But the rest of us are doing the same similar thing, but we're like considered normal because that's how we do it. But we're like a group of lions, and a hyena has snuck in wearing a lion suit, you know, different, trying to look like us and be like us, but they're just not the same nature. I think that might be what you're asking. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Yeah, it can happen. So they're around. They're like some creepy fucking people on this planet doing really evil fucking things.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the information, Rich. Very good. So if we were to wrap it up, what would you like to say for people?
Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the turkey. Go easy on the turkey. Say turkey, thank you. Sorry, but you are delicious. Unless you're a vegetarian and you say thank you vegetables. What else do I want to say? I want to thank you for watching, and really I need your feedback because I like the likes. I like the oxytocin. Also, you know, I gotta weigh in on. I need your feedback. Acting like I'm acting, you know. I've been a little edgy this week for reasons I'm not going into. None of your business. Akvile knows, but she's not going to tell you either. But yeah, I've been a little, and it feels good to be able to just express my ire, my anger, and get it off. So you guys been great listening to me talk it out and trying to get over myself and all that as I do my thing that I do. So yeah, thanks for watching, and appreciate your watching and your feedback, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, go over to richwest.net, buy some shit. I don't care what. Or do the free thing. You know, sign up for the free thing. I'm going to pick some beta testers pretty soon for this. So sign up, see if you might be picked. We'll see. Okay, that's for the law of attraction. You know, I don't like to brag. Do you know that? I really don't like to brag. Really? You know, like, yeah, like, does the law of attraction work for me? Yeah. But am I real happy? No. Happiness lasts as long. How long is it? You know, yay, we won! Yay! You know, 30 minutes later, an hour later, tomorrow, next week. What do you want to do now? I don't know. You know, transitory happiness sort of thing. I get a lot of that, but you know, lifestyle. I'm looking for that. I'm still working on that lifestyle change. So every day's enjoyable because it's a lifestyle. And there are a lot of people. I ragged people about this earlier in the video about people getting on YouTube and looking all happy, but what about the rest of their life? Hey, the rest of their life can be totally fucking wonderful too. And I'm shooting for that myself. So anyway, yeah.
All right, so thank you everyone for watching, and we'll say bye for now, but we might stream sometime later. Not today, probably, but...
Yeah. So thanks for watching, folks. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.